they have another issue where the ownership is a little wobbly.
Yeah.
Again, this isn't in the outline, Chris, and I don't know if you've seen this. I mentioned Stan Kroenke earlier.
Oh, I saw it,
and
yeah.
in a nutshell, the Rams relocation litigation, you know, when Stan Kroenke got the permission to move, he agreed that if it hit the fan legally, he'd pay for everything.
Right.
It's an indemnity agreement. It's all on me.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything. All the legal fees, settlement, judgment, whatever happens financially, I'll take care of it. Well, on Tuesday, and Seth Wickersham of ESPN.com had a fly-on-the-wall type story where they got somebody inside that room that is singing like a canary, and it's not good right now because Kroenke's trying to get out from under it because Kroenke knows the storm is coming. Kroenke knows it's going to be a gigantic, massive check that needs to be written. Great job by the control room pivoting to a graphic, even though we
like billions we're talking about, Mike.
Well done.
You know, like are we talking like $1 billion check here? Like what would he be on the hook for? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, now look, they could fight the thing and win it,
right?
But it's their best hope is to win it on appeal. And when you pin your hopes to getting lucky on appeal, getting the right panel of judges, hoping that you can make the right arguments, you never want to pin your hopes on that. You'd like to think you can win at trial, and if you can't win at trial, you need to be thinking about settling. But Wickersham's article talks about an exchange between Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner, who is very pro-Kroenke and was in the room for the discussion. Kroenke was asked to leave while they had this discussion, and John Merrill was livid. He's like, what, he's going to renege on this deal? We never would have allowed him to go to L.A. if we knew he was going to renege on the deal.
Right.
But Jones and Jeff Pash, the NFL general counsel, talked about settlement and where that number is, and it is in the range of billion with a B.
Whoa.
And, and look, folks in St. Louis, if you still pay any attention to the NFL, and we don't blame you if you don't, you could end up getting a team out of this. Because, Chris, I was told a couple weeks ago that if they get hammered financially and if Kroenke reneges on the indemnity agreement, the owners have been bracing for this.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, we were told if they're stuck holding the bag, because if it's just Kroenke, NFL doesn't care. If the NFL's stuck holding the financial bag, that's when they may start dangling the possibility.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah.
Just giving St. Louis an expansion team and being done with it.
Right. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Here's the part I'd like you to explain to me a little bit and let you explain to the audience a little too. Now, he's backing out of, what's the word you use? The
indemnity.
Indemnity. Okay, that's a new one for me. That was the first time I saw that until yesterday. So he's backing out of that, and he is, let me just get this straight. He's trying to say that basically something with one of the stadiums in Carson, California, right, where they were talking about maybe the Raiders and Chargers sharing a stadium, gave St. Louis the pathway as far as how to sue the Rams and all this, and that's what I guess I didn't quite understand. So maybe explain that to me and the audience a little bit.
Yeah, and it's funny because your struggles with indemnity remind me of back in my day, my first year in law school, the first time I saw that word.
Right.
I was like, what the hell is this word?
Yeah, right. I thought it was a
mistype.
And
I have a flashback to it every time I see that word, but it's very simple. It's a fancy way of saying insurance.
Okay.
He's covering them.
Gotcha.
He's covering the league as long as he honors the agreement. One of his arguments is, when the Chargers and Raiders had the competing proposal in Carson, because the Carson proposal was the one that had the support of the committee that the NFL put together to assess these two projects, Carson and Inglewood. Well, it was a very competitive process until they actually did the presentations, and it was obvious that the Inglewood option was light years better than Carson. But Carson was throwing some stones at Inglewood, saying, hey, you can't let the Rams move to Inglewood because you'd be violating your own relocation policy if you do it. And Kroenke's saying that gave the blueprint, that gave the treasure map to the folks in St. Louis to make the argument that the NFL violated their own relocation policy. Now, I think that underestimates the ability of the lawyers to find the relocation policy, to study it, and to come up with the weaknesses in it and the arguments that could be made that there is a breach of the relocation policy. But look, if Kroenke's looking to put the squeeze on them, because Kroenke's not dumb. He didn't get that rich by being dumb.
No.
If he's going to put the squeeze on them, then it does set it up for the possibility of just putting an expansion team in St. Louis. I think there would be another expansion team somewhere else because you're not going to want to have an odd number of teams. Although from 1999 through 2001, there were 31 teams. When the Browns came back before the Texans joined the NFL, there were an odd number of teams. And every week of the season, from week 1 through week 17, one team was off. That's how the byes went that year.
Right.
One team was off every week all year long. So Kroenke's commenced the process of making the league aware. He knows how big this liability is going to be, and he's going to be looking to get out from under.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.